Hey Huskies, we have a packed show for you this week.
From hard-hitting news stories to fun features, we can't wait to show you everything we've submitted to our state contest.
It'll be a busy show, but we hope you guys stick around.
Starting off, we have a feature story from Dalen about how Mr. Butler makes North a better place.
Next, you'll see a piece I worked on about Mrs. Bloyd, and after that, we'll have a fun segment from Ava, Ari, and Ellie where they interview some students and teachers here at North.
Finally, I also worked on a news story about the ICE protests.
I'm Abby.
And I'm Violet. And this is the North Report.
As many of you may know, Mr. Butler has been making a big impact on our school for many years.
Dalen got the chance to speak to him about how he makes the transition to AP easier for upcoming sophomores.
That sounds so interesting, Violet. Let's go hear from him now.
AP classes teaches critical thinking. Often I get asked, simply just being a history teacher, what do I coach? And my response is always that I coach critical thinking. But how to approach what's going on in the real world today with an analytical eye, that's what I hope to encourage kids to look at and to take out of my class.
Mr. Butler helped me gain a lot of confidence in high school, especially with my academics and who I was. I really learned how to use my voice and to be confident in what I know.
Becoming an AP teacher kind of fell in my lap as an opportunity presented itself, but becoming a teacher in general, that has more to do with being a dad and being able to be there for my kids. Taking the AP route is opening the door for being prepared for college. It opens the door for critical thinking and analysis in everyday life. AP also gives students a challenge to rise above themselves and outside their comfort zone to be the best version of themselves that they can be.
I think they can learn a lot about learning how to use your sources correctly, how to make an argument out of a source. That helps you in so many different classes. I'm using those in AP Lang and all that jazz. So you learn a lot of skills from one class, especially a class sophomore year that teaches you that foundational stuff. I think is really important for students to take.
I'll get a sub, I'll take a day out of my classroom and I'll go visit the freshman classes. And through that, I give all the information, answer whatever questions they might have about what AP means and what AP could mean for them in the future.
The first interaction I had with Mr. Butler was in my freshman year IA Oklahoma history class, and he came in and he talked to us about AP World History or AP Euro, and I knew I wanted to do AP World History from there.
I see kids better prepared for the writing and the reading analysis in their ACTs, in their AP Lit and Lang classes, as well as in AP US History as a junior.
I think that those skills that I learned were very helpful in not only just my AP classes, but also my college courses. I'm also a concurrent student, and I take a lot of the lessons that I learned with him and I put them into those college courses, and I score very high. So I'm really grateful for those skills.
Wow, that was such a great story, and I sure do miss having him as a teacher.
If you've ever wondered if your teacher would win in a fight, then you'll love our next segment.
Enjoy the first ever episode of Trio Talks.
Hey guys, I'm Ellie.
I'm Ava.
And I'm Ari. This is our new segment called the Trio Talks. We're going to be asking random people in the hallways random questions. Today's question is, if all the teachers got in a fight, who would win?
All right, let's go. Hey Grayson, I have a question for you. Okay, if all the teachers got in a fight, who do you think would win?
Mr. Bloyd.
Oh, interesting. Okay, let's go to the next person. Hello, who am I with?
Carter.
Okay, if all of the teachers in the whole school got in a fight, who do you think would win?
Miss Bloyd.
Ooh, wait, why?
I feel she has moves. She played basketball back in high school, so she can get swifty with it.
All right, thank you. I'm here with Isabella. Okay, so the question is, if all the teachers got in a fight, who would win?
Mr. Mathis.
Hey, why?
Because he's just like pretty smart and he's one of the basketball coaches, so I think he would win.
Wow, amazing.
Coach Snyder.
Coach Dawson.
Okay.
Mr. Burns. He built.
Either of the Bloids. Like one of the Bloids.
Okay.
Probably Mr. Taylor.
Oh, okay.
Taylor. I think Miss Gerdes would win.
Yes!
She's like really aggressive and
Definitely Mr. Major. I got him.
Mr. Majors has a lot of aura.
Who would win? Probably Jace Pro. You know, he's from the trenches, so.
Mr. Walker.
Oh, okay, interesting take.
One time he said he wished he could tase a student one time.
I don't know. I don't have any mean teachers. I'm a freshman.
I gotta say Mr. Burns. I mean, he's just too like that. Yeah, he's just built like that.
Probably Byford, because he's the biggest, probably.
Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns.
Mr. Murray. Coach Hawk.
Okay, that's a lot of diversity.
Mr. Burns just never lost a fight in his life. He used to wrestle too.
Who's in the blue hoodie?
Who's in the blue hoodie? Stop!
No, we're not.
Oh, not
Shoes untied.
I know.
Okay. I'm thinking either Miss White or Miss Whitbeck or Miss Christie in the office.
Mr. Bloyd or Coach Hawk. Coach Bloyd is just a very chattical teacher. I have a feeling that he would get his name out there well.
Okay, I'm with Mr. Bloyd right now, and everyone thinks that you and Mr. Burns would fight if all the teachers gonna fight. What do you think?
I don't mess with wrestlers. He would kick my butt, so I'm not messing with Coach Burns.
Okay, guys, I'm here with Mr. Burns, and we just interviewed Mr. Boyd, and he said that he would beat him since he's a wrestler. How do you feel?
Yeah, he's pretty old.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Okay, guys, so the school decided that Mr. Burns would win against all of the teachers. If you disagree, then leave a comment down below, and we'll see you next time. Go Huskies!
That was so funny, and I can't wait for the next edition.
Now I think it's time for a commercial, and after the short break, we'll be back with some sports.
This is Hector. As you can see, he lacks the long, luscious locks he has longed for. After Hector discovered Bud Lizzie, he felt like a part of him had re-emerged.
Sweet.
Bud Lizzie is a one-time use hair loss treatment. Too much taken can result in the balding process repeating and ultimately leading to permanent baldness. If you or a loved one have taken or any other hair loss treatment, speak to your doctor before prescribing.
Okay, ain't no fear in me, let's go. Let her know that I've been ready for war. Let her know that I've been ready for more. Okay, ain't no fear in me, let's go. You can find me at the top of the rope. You can find me at the top of the scope. Smooth.
Hey Huskies, I'm Addie.
And I'm Aiden. This week was full of action for baseball, basketball, and soccer teams. Our girls basketball team advanced to state after winning the consolation game at the area tournament. They played their final game on Wednesday against PC North, where they ultimately fell short with a score of 39-48. Great season overall for our Lady Huskies.
Our boys basketball season came to a close with a losing game against Choctaw in the area tournament on the 6th.
Baseball had an away game Monday against Southmore, where they got a close win with a score of 5-4. Congrats, Huskies.
The Monday after spring break, baseball will have a quick turnaround and face off against Northwest Classman at 4:30 at our home field. Be there to show some support.
On Tuesday the 24th, both our girls and boys varsity soccer teams will be taking on Westmore here at our home stadium. The girls game begins at 6 and the boys starts at 8.
Fast forwarding to the end of the week, baseball heads off to Arkansas to compete in one of their first tournaments of the season. Good luck, guys.
And finally, cheer tryouts will start at 3:30 in the North Gym, and pom tryouts will be at 4:15 in the Siberian Gym.
That's all we have for sports this week. Now back to Abby and Violet.
Thanks, guys. Mrs. Bloyd, a beloved teacher here at North, told me about her teaching style and what is most important to her in the classroom. Let's check that out now.
Sugar, Gavin? No, that's not a thing.
Math class can be difficult. Memorizing formulas, calculating equations, you know the drill. But for Mrs. Bloyd, math goes way beyond what you see on your homework.
Mrs. Bloyd has positively impacted my education by helping prepare us for tests and just making sure that we know what we're doing going into the test and we're not confused.
She really makes sure that you know what you're doing before the test. She goes through the notes very thoroughly and we have lots of assignments that prepare you for the test.
Throughout the year, Mrs. Bloyd likes to engage her class in distinctive ways that you may not find in every ordinary classroom.
You have to drop the toothpick 200 times.
I have to find silly ways to engage kids, so I sing, even though my kids don't always like me to sing. I'm very sarcastic, but I just think there's so many things like in the world that are distractions almost, so I have to like find some way, because I know not everyone likes math, so I try.
I appreciate Mrs. Bloyd's teaching style by how she gives us the notes and that it's pretty much word for word or similar to what the test will be, so we know what we're preparing for and not going into it not knowing what's about to be on the test.
My teaching style is probably unique. Like I said earlier, I like to sing a lot. I like to be silly if I can.
Though you may not use the quadratic equation in your everyday life, certain abilities and advice from math class can go a long way.
You just have to start. Like, there's so many problems you're always gonna face. And so like, I think if I can teach you just to start and keep going and not to give up, like it's more than math. It's more about like, okay, you've gone through something difficult, like you have that same thing for the future.
From logarithms to factoring, math gives you essential problem-solving skills that can be extremely beneficial in your everyday life. In Mrs. Bloyd's class, she makes sure that all of her students leave with these skills. This is Abby Cleese with Husky Network, signing off.
That was so great, Abby. I love hearing about all of the amazing teachers we have here at Edmond North.
Thanks, Violet, but I heard that you worked on a story about the ICE protests. I'd love to hear more.
Yes, I did. After this last story, we have Jace with some important updates about what's going on at Edmond North.
The halls of Edmond North were a little quieter on February 20th. A student-led protest against ICE brought questions to the surface and forced conversation about safety, boundaries, and student rights. I talked constitutional expert and professor Mark Blitz on what the law says about your right to walk out. Let's first start with the topic of students who left the school property while protesting.
Student rights change in the sense that the school's claim to discipline speech or restrict speech generally is substantially weaker outside of the school day and school grounds.
Not only did the students leaving bring up safety concerns, but it also challenged administration on how to handle these absences.
The question of whether or not students might consider it justified is different from the question of whether or not the school has a right or is within its authority under the First Amendment to impose discipline. Right? Civil disobedience is often followed by punishment of those who disobey laws or rules.
Although students must endure these absences, they were able to practice their First Amendment rights as they protested. I spoke with Professor Blitz about the rights these students have.
So in public schools, students also have due process rights. The Supreme Court has said that. Though that's distinct from the First Amendment rights they have. They have a right to receive notice of what they're being punished for. They have a right to have some opportunity to be heard.
The protests were concluded and the students were safe. Edmond North is one of many that has had these protests. I'm Violet with Husky Network, signing off.
Thanks, Violet. Now for some school news. Coming up on March 24th through March 26th, we have an ACT crash course in the Media Center. This is a great opportunity for juniors or anyone who is taking the upcoming ACT. We also wanted to give everybody a friendly reminder to bring their IDs with them at all times to avoid being charged $5 for a new one. Lastly, TSA wanted to remind everyone that their merch is on sale now to raise money for both their state and national conventions. T-shirts are $18 and hoodies are $35. Be sure to check them out and support our TSA. Now let's head back to our news desk.
Thanks, Jace. That's all we have for this week, Huskies. Make sure to subscribe to us here on YouTube and follow us on all social media at Husky Network.
Make sure to make it a great day and go Huskies!